Shalom. I want to begin first and foremost giving all praises to the Heavenly Father Yahweh and His only begotten Son Yahweh Shai, whom the world ignorantly calls Jehovah and Jesus. I want to give all praises in the ancient Hebrew tongue of facing the east towards Jerusalem. But before I do that, the real name of the Father is Yahweh, which means He exists. The real name of the Son is Yahweh Shai, meaning He delivers. Call halal la Yahweh Bahashem Yahweh Shai Bahashem Rakakwadash Barak the Yahweh Barak the Yahweh Shai the water Yahweh Bashem Yahweh Shai Bashem Rakakwadash. Double honors to the apostles, to the elders of Yasharala, Greatmillstone. Shalom to the 144,000. Shalom to the elect of the nation of Israel, who are the descendants of the slaves, identified as so-called African Americans, so-called Hispanics, Latinos, and Native Americans. My name is Mike Kaala, and today I want to talk about the mark of Cain. All right, Genesis 4 verse 13, and Cain said unto Yahweh, my punishment is greater than I can bear. Behold, thou hast driven me out this day from the face of the earth, and from thy face shall I be hid, and I shall be a fugitive and a vagabond in the earth. And it shall come to pass that every one that findeth me shall slay me. And Yahweh said unto him, therefore whosoever slayeth Cain, vengeance shall be taken on him sevenfold. And the Lord set a mark upon Cain, lest any finding him should kill him. Ex-Israel intelligence chief said 50 Palestinians must die for every 7 October victim. And it does not matter now if they are children. And recordings broadcast by Israel's Channel 12 TV station. So it says the death toll there in Gaza is like around 50,000, they say, but it's probably more than that because the numbers are messed up. All right, and it's true what he said. All right, they will kill more than you kill of them because they bear the mark of Cain. All right, and the mark of Cain, that's talking about leprosy. All right, lack of melanin. All right, that mark of Cain was inherited by Esau when Cain reincarnated as Esau. Right, Esau came out again with a lack of melanin. All right, Genesis 25. Verse 25, and the first came out red all over like a hairy garment. And they called his name Esau. All right. His body came out red, all right, like this. I like that. All right. That's most likely an Edomite baby. All right. And Esau is the progenitor of the so-called Caucasian race, so-called white people. Right? But not all white people. Not all white people are descendants of Esau. Okay, they're not all white people are Edomites. All right, you do have some white people that descend from Israel and might be of other nations like Ishmael. Okay, but the majority of white people, all right, they're Edomites. All right, they got the mark of Cain. They have no. They are what you can what the Bible calls as a clean describes as clean lepers. All right, lepers that are clean. All right, they're completely white all over. All right, Exodus 4, and that's because and leprosy is when the Lord takes away your melanin, all right, through a disease. All right, and this happened to Abraham, but the Lord was just making an example. All right, Exodus 4 verse 6. All right, and they'll never put this in a movie, in a biblical movie with Abraham, because all right, this scene wouldn't make sense if you had a white actor, which they like to use to portray the Israelites and all the biblical figures, which were really black. Okay, all the biblical figures like Abraham, Isaac, Jacob, the Israelites, right? All really black people, right? Adam, Eve, black people. But it wouldn't make sense to put this in a movie if they were white. Right? Exodus 4 verse 6. And Yahweh said furthermore unto him, Put now thine hand into thy bosom. And he put his hand into his bosom. And when he took it out, behold, his hand was leprous as snow. And he said, Put thine hand into thy bosom again. And he put his hand into his bosom again, and plucked it out of his bosom. And behold, it was turned again as his other flesh. All right, so the Lord turned Abraham's hand white, like he made his hand leprous, and then he turned it black again. All right, here you got another example of Numbers 12, where Miriam and Aaron spoke against Moses, and they angered the Lord. You got here verse Numbers 12 verse 9, and the anger of the Lord was kindled against them, and he departed, and the cloud departed from off the tabernacle, and behold, Miriam became leprous, white as snow. And Aaron looked upon Miriam, and behold, she was leprous. And Aaron said unto Moses, Alas, my Lord, I beseech thee, lay not the sin upon us, wherein we have done foolishly, and wherein we have sinned. Let her not be as one dead, of whom the flesh is half consumed when he cometh out of his mother's. Right, Salakia. Hey, let her not be as one dead, of whom the flesh is half consumed when he cometh out of his mother's womb. All right? Right, like this. Flesh is consumed, like it has no melanin. All right? All right, but this is Jake right here. This is an Israelite baby. You might have some light skin Israelite babies that come out looking similar to Esau, looking a little white, but they still got some melanin, all right? They still got melanin. And like I mentioned before, you have white people that are Israelites, and even they have melanin too. All right, even though they look like white people, they have some melanin too. All right, but this is what is meant by the mark of Cain. All right, white people, when white people, uh, for example, in America, all right, in the hood, when a so-called black or Hispanic person is a victim of homicide, all right, the cops, they don't waste too much time investigating it. All right, they just leave it at that. All right, but let there be a white person that that was a victim of that homicide. All right, let it be a upper class or middle class white person. They're going to be investigating that to the ends of the earth. All right, like what happened with the so-called killing of the United Healthcare CEO. All right, they investigated that, man, like nothing, man. All right, but if it had been just a regular black person that was shot up like that, they wouldn't even bother. All right. So that's the benefit that the Lord gave Cain, all right, which was inherited by Esau. All right, that if anything ever happens to them, the Lord is going to make sure that their enemies get punished 7 times more. All right, so I'm gonna leave it there. I hope the video is edifying. Shalom.